Orc God Temple. Book. This book contains an old fable of Vrogir, god of the orcs. And when Vrogir stood against the enemies of the orcs, fit of body and mind, he had but one aim in mind, to crush them into darkness. Yet that was not to be the way of it, for Vrogir became enlightened that very night. He received a vision, bathed in light, in which he saw that leading his enemies to the light of truth would turn them from foe to friend, strengthening his forces and gladdening the hearts of his people. And so did Vrogir make and follow the path of light, and from then on light did shine on Vrogir and all of his sons and daughters. Turn enemies into friends. Ancient Key.
I can't make heads nor tails of this. It looks like this place gave the Black Ring a bloody nose. Best be careful ahead.
More importantly, there are no other corpses beside their ring ones, so there's quite a few traps. Something, yeah, these will all shoot outward. Triggers, maybe. But is it so simple? A lot of square plates all over the place, but are those triggers, or do we need some sort of a other thing to get past here?
The spirit of a black ring defiler frantically drags something or someone backwards with both hands. He glances around for help as he retreats. Something beneath his heel clicks.
Help! Somebody douse the flame! Douse the flame!
A spectral arrow suddenly lodges itself between his eyes with a hollow thwack. His face turns slack and confused before he collapses backwards in a heap. The spirit of a black ring witch flails and writhes on the floor, engulfed by ghostly flames. An unseen force hauls her backwards, as if to bring her to safety. The faint sound of an arrow being loosed echoes through the hall. Whatever force has been dragging the witch abruptly stops. She goes limp. The flames consume her.
Right, straightforward enough. Better just send one through there.
Careful, I've spotted a trap. Look out! I see a trap nearby. Careful, I've spotted a trap.
Yeah. We're expecting that move.
Careful, Mel, that's a trap. Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Still, this is something you could
Careful, Mel,
endure.
that's a trap.
So while being able to maneuver
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
is a good thing, I don't think it's in any way a necessary thing here. Also, doesn't look like it really matters which side we go from here. That goes deeper in though, so probably should try to head south. You can get to the sides. I don't really see anything interesting there though. Easier way maybe to bypass things.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
No. Well, maybe yes. You might have a couple mines here, but they don't kill you.
An ancient-looking lever stands before you. It's still damp from the recently receded floodwaters.
Take a closer look.
There's a small slot in the side of the lever, almost like a keyhole.
You have the key. Place to rest.
I can't make heads nor tails of this.
Spirit of Orc Priest. Also something else. Spirit of Orc Priestess.
Kneeling before you is the spirit of a priest, an orc priest. He produces an ornate dagger and slices open the palm of his hand. Around him, a sound suddenly rises to a roar of rushing water.
Vrogir, I am your servant to my last breath.
He daubs the altar with his spectral blood and bows. The roar of water intensifies. He is suddenly swept forward. His skull hits the altar with a crunch.
Energy chest.
The spirit of another orc stands before you, a priestess. She gapes at something looming high above her, approaching from the other side of the hall. She staggers back a few steps. An echoing roar fills your ears, rushing water. The priestess turns to flee, but is suddenly blasted off her feet by an immense, unseen force.
What could we achieve with this ballista?
What's this? I found something.
It is a eternal artifact. That's at least 2 eternal armors we can make. I think the eternal artifacts are the limiting factor at this point. We certainly have plenty of plates. Another eternal artifact. So that would make it 3 at least at this point. The limiting factor is Source Orbs now. We could make 7 if we had more Source Orbs. That is interesting. That would sort of imply that, or favor the approach where we would produce 2 now and maybe upgrade when we get closer to level 20. Or try to get to level 17, then do the armors and see where we go from there. The thing is, I'm not sure if they're the correct ones for us. It's gonna be better than this, massively better. Here I'm not so sure. We have more Source Orbs already, but they're in equipment. The 4 we have now are extra ones. It's about 4,000 gold to buy one. We could afford a couple, I suppose. I'm not sure if I'm too keen on that. The big thing about the Eternal Armors was that I think they had stun immunity or something like that, and they were good level appropriate armors, so not just standard issue crap you usually get.
The grim drip, drip, drip of floodwater and the bloated body at your feet make this place feel more like a defiled tomb than a temple. Nevertheless, you approach the altar.
We hope this is less dramatic than the last time. Bow your head in prayer.
Your vision clouds, and you open your eyes to a dark glade. Before you lies a bull, trapped beneath a fallen tree. It stares at you with malevolent eyes. As you watch, it transforms to a bear, claws digging into the earth as it struggles to dislodge the log. You blink, and it turns again. A gorilla now. It's vaulted back, pushing hard against the wood. After a few more minutes' struggle, it slumps to the ground, defeated, and its contemptuous eyes return to you.
Strength! Give me your vigor!
Accept.
The god shifts shape again, contorting into a snake. Grimacing, you reach out your hand, and Vrogir sinks his fangs deep into your palm. You feel his curse spreading throughout your body as your strength starts to ebb away. At the same time, the snake grows stronger and starts to pulse with a faint light. You drag your hand back before the very last of your vigor slips away, and you stand hunched over and gasping for breath. The gentle glow within Vrogir grows brighter until you struggle to look at him. The god bursts into yellow flame, searing its way through the log. Vrogir transforms again, standing before you in his true orcish form, before snorting in derision and walking away. The vision slowly fades, and you are back in the temple, the smell of damp death filling your nostrils. You see that a crude sun pictograph has been hacked into the altar's rock.
Right. Basically a sun or a moon constantly that you have to choose, I think. Not choose, but what these represent, the markings. Not sure if there's a more meaningful consequence of donating your vitality to the gods, but gameplay-wise, it
An
sacrifices the shield.
ancient-looking lever stands before you. Your closest scrutiny yields nothing further. It's just an old lever, but
So you need a bit of wits to be able to
an ancient-looking lever.
do this.
Rumble
Otherwise, you just can't spot what you're supposed to do there. That's a big thing. There seems to be quite a few of these places in the game where, unless you can spot, have at least a decent amount of wits, can't do shit. You have spells like Peace of Mind that give you a temporary boost, but it's a pain in the ass to keep constantly throwing that around. Also, you might need the boost anyway, even if you have a little bit of skill. So what's the consequence of having a little bit of wits? What's the extra you get? Mandatory stuff is already done. So what is this?
Look
The
out!
spirit of another orc stands before you, but this one is formidably armored and extraordinarily angry.
Dogs, skulking vermin, cowards.
He hurls the warhammer away with a final yell before turning to you with a deep scowl, panting for breath that he no longer needs.
Godwoken, you're here. Did you kill the Black Ring grunts who defiled Vrogir's temple, who flooded this sacred temple, rather than test me in battle?
State that you dealt with them in your own way.
Alright, torture, dismemberment, no matter. Vrogir's temple is restored. Those heretics cannot dull his might. This temple was a fortress. My traps made it untouchable, unpassable. That weasel, that sad old man, he responded not with strength, but with soggy cowardice, and made me look the fool. Face me, you milk-livered mouse!
Ask about the orcs. What came of them?
The world grew too civilized for us. No plunder, no glory, nothing to make our hearts quicken. My people left you to your cities and farms and soft beds. They went far in search of a place where they could be alive. But I am a knight of Vrogir. I stand vigil. I do not know what became of them.
Fair enough. Knights of Vrogir boots. Level appropriate. Well, that's actually not necessarily true. Unique items tend to be tied to the specific level. They're a good pair of boots, give damage bonuses and enrage. So access to basically enrage without having any warfare. Yeah, they're good boots. About 28 points of extra damage. I need to nail them down. Right, there's quite a few traps here. One, two, three, four places where we can go.
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
I don't understand how these are useful. I mean, if I just stop and wait for my defenses to heal, the traps achieve nothing. So unless we were in an active combat situation or something like that, they're sort of worthless.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Still, that's Broken sarcophagus. Always be an undead something popping up from there. Or an eternal, I guess. Or 200 gold coins.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
Another chest, more than likely, and another chest. We'll send Sabine on her way. If she gets into trouble, we can just teleport her to her last known location. We can't go there. Why? Doesn't appear to be anything here. At least one divine pair of boots.
Look out! I see a trap nearby.
So, a couple of interesting items. Not a used thing if you don't make it here. At the same time, you do get something.
Careful now, that's a trap.
Yeah, but why is it there? Painting of a landscape, are you shitting me? Okay, what exactly did we pick up? Looks like a finesse armor. Strength armor. Not a bad one, not a good one. It is slotted though, and it's vastly superior to what he is using currently. So, yeah. Switch. Pair of finesse boots. Equal quality to what we have currently. More or less the same, so I'm not gonna switch around. I think the current ones are better. But we would get haste as a skill. Still not gonna switch. But valuable pair of boots, I guess. You need to put something in that armor. Doesn't particularly matter what. It is a bone scale armor. Minor resistance or extra physical armor. that's more or less it, unless I want to put a source orb in there. And I sort of don't. It's a good ability, no doubt about that. I just don't. Physical armor bonus. We could. Wait a minute. We could make one strong rune. Do I have pixie dust somewhere? Yeah. Yes, I do. One 1144. 1195. It makes so little difference, and it's supposed to be 20%. It probably is close to it at least. Still, I can't say how lackluster I found those. In order for them to be somewhat useful, I mean the runes, especially resistance ones, you have to constantly be switching them up to be fight specific, and even then they would be maybe 20% resistance. What the fuck is that useful for? I mean, you have to have a very tough fight for that to make a difference. Still, I suppose it's better than nothing. Right, we might have trouble getting out of here.
Careful, I've spotted a trap.
We have to do it. Decide what to do with Spiel. Haven't been there, to be fair. I think it's sensible to at least visit it before making any final decisions about what we're gonna do here. I do have to say I'm heavily leaning toward just killing the mother tree, hoping Sebil somehow gets the necessary counter to what the Shadow Prince is gonna do by doing that. Not sure how exactly, but I don't really see any other paths to it. Well, I could jump over here, but at the same time there's an easier path past the Elven Temple. Yeah, this is the real interesting part. This has to have the mercenaries. There's no other places really left anymore. I suppose inside the facility, that would be the last opportunity. Bunny. slightly suspicious. Please stop.
The bunny gives you a dazed look, like he's not all there.
Yeah, wow. What a shock. Yeah.
Ask the rabbit if he's alright.
Huh? What? Oh, hi. So, yeah. Hey, here's the thing. Don't get too close to the sticky out thing with the shape thing near the door. Thing's dangerous. What a shock. Bye.
Ah, holy ass. So they are pointing in different directions. I can't interact with this one yet. Which would be what? We have humans, we have orcs, we have elves, we have imps. And actually I'm not sure we have imps. Wizard, dwarf, we're missing the wizard one. But they stole something from the imp, which we have to get back. So we wouldn't make progress here anyway, even if we wanted to. This is a bit worrisome that we might have to actually switch things around here. Right, there's no point coming here at the moment. Wizard pillar. The Watcher. Level 17.
Looks like those Black Ring made a lethal enemy.
You approach an undead, standing proud at the lip of a broken bridge. Understandably fearless of the fatal drop, she gazes into the lava sputtering below. Turning to you, she motions to the Black Ring corpses at her feet.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, eh? Only thing I like less than Black Ring are trolls. Godwoken, are you?
Yes, you are.
I thought so. I see it on you like an aura. I see such things, for I am the Watcher. And I seek such things, for I am a seeker.
Ask if she is one of Meister Siva's people.
The Meister?
She bats one skeletal hand in a truly derisive fashion. Her crackling laugh sounds like dry leaves whirling in the wind on an autumn night.
The Meister's ragtag band are but a pale imitation of the tradition they sought to revive. I am one of the original Seekers. We swore to be Knights of the Council, Guardians of Godwoken, and Defenders of Divinity. Together, we failed. But still, I try. Alone. Unless...
Take the bait. Unless what?
The Knight of Duna has been cursed. Void runs through his veins where source once flowed. I am sworn to protect the Council and all within it. But that same oath renders me unable to lift a blade against him. Release the Knight's good spirit from his corrupted shell, Godwoken. Do this, and I will gift you with the last standard of the original Seekers. If you seek ascension, it could help you greatly in the trials along the way.
Tell her the good news. Knight of Duna is already dead.
Why, how marvelous. I knew your Godwoken spirit was strong. Please accept this with my thanks, and the thanks of all those I served alongside. The blessings of the original Seekers upon you.
She hands you a small yet heavy trinket, crafted of tarnished metal. Though cold, it feels comforting to the touch, like a worry stone or a familiar childhood toy.
Ooh. We can get gauntlets of no one gives a shit. Shoes of... We have divine shoes, 2 of them in fact, of finesse type. We're not taking a 3rd one, that's weaker. And a helmet of warfare geomancy summoning. It's an okay helmet, not great. I sort of want to take the frost rune. I might be able to test if there are better runes than the giant runes. Pretty sure I have at least one of the one better pixie dust, or whatever it's called, ultimate pixie dust. It's here. No. So giant could be the best. Watcher's Amulet, level 16. Good magic armor, Guardian Angel, Retribution. Burnished metal glowing with a spectral light. This amulet once belonged to the last 2 Watchers. The amulet itself is nothing special. I might be able to use it though, because I am the one with the magic armor, so I could block a lot of energy damage. I could also get the evasive aura, which would allow everyone to dodge physical damage. And we have a level 8 amulet, which has necromancy and wits, but the wits isn't that important and necromancy is nice. But necromancy mostly doesn't do damage for us. That's the thing. I think I also have enough natural necromancy that I can retain access to all my spells. So I think it's a time for a switch. Allies in melee range redirect 50% of received damage. Doesn't specify what type of damage, so I'm assuming it applies to everything. Do I want the evasive aura? Dodging doesn't do shit, movement is accuracy is worthless, vitality is nice, but 55 points. I mean, come on, it's half a percentage, even less at this point. So it is a huge waste of a rune. Still, we got some experience out of it. Only 80,000 for a level up. Right. Wait a minute. Whose altar are we really missing? Surely we've done the lizard one. Yeah. Wizard. human, orc, elf, imp. They're all done. That's what I thought. So technically we could move forward with this now. There's nothing to be done except inputting all the right things. Except Sibyl. Except the Red Prince thing. So we're going to go and murder the Heart of Mother. I don't know what else we could do. That's basically the reason. Might not be a great reason, but I think that's what we got. Sahila would be the only thing I could think of in addition to the mother tree that might be able to protect Sibyl. Because if it was simple companion interaction, I could have just talked with her about it. Since I can't, it has to be something different. And I can't get into a fight with the Shadow Prince, otherwise everything turns to shit anyway. Probably should do the talking with someone else.
All is well that can be well. Sabil, it is good to see you. We are free, Sabil. Now, where are your friends?
Okay, let's do it. We just... do we need to talk, kill the Scion or attack the Heart? Well, I'm assuming attack the Heart, otherwise what the hell's the point?
I am the scion of the Mother Tree. Her heart speaks through me. I am the scion of the Mother Tree. Her heart speaks through me.
Yeah, the Mother Tree must die.
You would bring death? Death comes to you.
A lot of totems. Which one of them is next? That one. There's no way I can get to it. The oily blob might though. These guys don't really have any defenses, right? So we might be able to cause him a little bit of trouble this way. Don't want to use the adrenaline now. You can play one of these out of 5 for a turn. No matter what we do, she has a ton of armor. Fire would work well, but I'm not sure I want to use it. It's troublesome for me too. Physical damage would be the best case in that case. About 100 physical damage. Not bad. Fire damage to all nearby allies. Also, it has to be physical damage. We want to cause something useful here. To haste your ass.
Ready.
Yeah, I'm not sure why I did the fire damage, because I still would have to attack through their armors. So it doesn't help all that much. I can move a single point. Then I can do a ton of damage. Not sure how she's gonna react to this. One-third of health left, and they're gonna repair her as much as possible. Grasp of Mother Tree. We can do more damage than she can effectively tank at this point. Diseased. Really isn't all that much we can do.
I'm ready.
Sure, if he's immune to knockdown, might as well try it. Shocked heart. Oh. Wonder what that does. I think we should try to take out some of the little sons of bitches if we can. There's quite a few of them, and they do either damage or heal. Also, they don't seem to be particularly powerful. Okay, which one of you is next? Ooh, we're Triad of the Mother Tree. Vulnerable to physical. You are next. I need 100 points of damage on you. Non-physical damage, preferably. We are gonna need those attacks. one is that one. Not sure I can do much about that. Target too far my ass. Guess we'll wait in that case. It's easier to move the shitty guys than and try to do anything else. Okay. I might be able to... Can't do a thing. This bone son of a bitch is blocking everyone. So if you could attack once, that would be great. Then if you could get the hell out of the way, that would be better. Fuck them. Everyone's regenerating. Protecting themselves for some reason. Poisonous trunk. Yeah, a lot of poison damage. You didn't do anything useful. Turn water and blood surface into oil. Remove stun and shock characters. I don't think we're suffering from anything like that. What exactly can you reach? You're unable to move at all. Okay. Why is the target too far? $55,800. More poison. No, physical. Fine. So the backstabbing direction is there.
Into the dark with you.
Well, that didn't do shit. We're gonna need some armor recovery at the very least. Probably could remove some of the status effects. Same time, they're not that horrifyingly bad. A little easing from the poison. Mostly doing just fine. They're doing elemental damage mostly, so I'm going to recover some of our shields. Okay, a lot of incoming acid damage. Hungry flower. Saved! There's a lot of things popping up now. First and foremost, who do we want to kill next? Earth immunity guy. Or the hungry flower. Hungry flower would be a lot easier. Probably a reason not to go first for the Dryad then. We do need to get rid of some of this shit after all. We can use status effects to play him out of the fight, and it's gonna take a long time before he'll get a turn. That's a more complicated matter. People knock her down. Right, the mother tree is sprouting new turrets every turn. We just started the fight with a lot of turrets all over the place, but that was just the start of it. Right. She's fairly harmless for the next turn. The question is, what do we really want to achieve now? We can tank to some extent, but we do need to start killing them off. Archers are a pain in the ass. However, I'm not particularly impressed with what I'm seeing from them now. I could play some of the mother tree creatures out of the fight. Probably at least that one. Not sure I want to do this. It'll detonate a lot of things. That's not in our favor. I need only 40 points. 40 points of damage. It's less heal and less damage to them. I can do a decaying touch. Alternatively, try to play that one out of the fight. The archers are troublesome not because they do a decent amount of damage and have nice abilities, but because they also have nice initiative, so they're constantly acting. We're in a sort of a rebreathing moment though, so they're not going to be all that troublesome for a turn or two. That would be a good time to do something useful.
Glory is mine.
Another turret pops up. Suppose we could... oh, we can now use the Hearted Mother tree. Right. Maybe that's the sensible thing to do. Right, kill the surface at least a little bit. I can barely do anything. What to do? Need to disable you. Can I do it? Yes.
I'll yield to none.
You'll never get a turn again. Pressure spike. Not gonna do any good there, or there, or there really. Not close enough to take care of that one, so I'll save my point.
You're not trying to escape, are you?
Right, they're probably focusing fire on Sabine, because she's the obvious threat to them. Right. She will never get another turn. That's trivial to take care of. Any kind of physical damage would do it, except I can't really do physical damage. Not with these spells. That'll do it though. Is that it? I need the Red Prince to kill things on his turn. That's why I'm buffing him so much.
Right, widow.
Right. You need to die. That's the minimum. That's the level up. You're gonna be acting next. So I need to move and block that fairly quickly. Also, I'm pretty sure he's not summoning any turrets. I mean the tree. There were just so many at the start that I didn't quite realize how many they were. Sure, I want to go after that one. I suppose I should, but I can't get into a backstabbing position against him. Wait, I can do quite a lot of nasty things to you. Good enough. You marked my ass. I want her to get away. Right. So the archers are in a desperate situation. They can't beat one. I can easily take care of them. So what you need to do is more or less manage the trash. I think physical attacks are not the correct choice here, so we're gonna just spam them with physical craft spells. Their defenses will give out soon. That water doesn't do shit against you. Right, it heals. Air, fire, earth. Fair enough. Yeah, they didn't take that all as well. Right, as long as we kill the summoners, I don't think the creatures down there are gonna be much of a problem. Right, the rest of the group gotta level up now. Nice little fight. Suffer a little bit. Nothing worth mentioning. Everyone got their long waited level up. And this is probably the last level up we get from this place anyway. Should be a massive amount. Yeah, it's 1.3 million to the next level up. So good luck with that. I guess we are taking this path though at this point, no matter where it goes, because I don't really want to redo these things or not do this fight. So, good or bad, this is the path we chose. Not sure how good this is for the elves. It doesn't particularly matter. We can't see all the solutions to all the possible options anyway, so gotta pick something. A Warfare Geomancer ring, quite nice. Robe of Power. Yeah, at level 17 the requirements got 14 from 13. That probably lasts up to level 20. So that seems to be the ceiling as far as equipment requirements is concerned. And that's much lower than I expected. I was gonna use the bow, it's a decent bow though. Good looking robes. Certainly, yeah, pretty much double my armor. 3 times the physical armor, twice the magical armor. We would lose Constitution and Intelligence, and also Mass Cleanse Wound, which to be fair I almost never use. We would gain Huntsman, Earth Resistance, Strength, and Inflict Burning on Contact. So I'm not going to switch, because my magic armor is almost never seriously threatened. So it's a good item, but not for us. Definitely a good magic armor, but preferably for someone else. It's a decent replacement for the Glorious Ring. They're both Glorious Rings. If we need extra hit points, the Glorious Ring there is actually quite good, so I don't want to get rid of it. But not all that interesting loot.
Sabine lays a hand upon your forearm.
Step back. I have business with the mother. I'm going to kill her.
You must allow this. It's important.
Why? Go ahead though.
Sabine reaches out to the tree. She allows her power to burgeon and grow, and then she directs it all at the heart. The tree shudders, and then screams. The heart of the mother tree withers and dies. All is still.
So where do we go from here? That's the question.
How may I help you?
So you killed the mother tree. How do you feel?
She sighs.
Deep down it feels like a betrayal. A just betrayal. I know that many will say I failed my people, but I don't think I have. Even as I sat on the Prime Scion's throne as a child, watching pilgrims pass by in worship, I could hear her whisper, much like the Master would whisper, Mother and Master. There is precious little difference between the two. Both of them long for power so absolute it's no more than an abstract. Yet it is that very abstract that causes so much actual misery for those that stand in its way. My heart may be conflicted, but my mind is not. I did the right thing.
Fair enough. I would not have any idea what she's really talking about. I could guess, but that's all I could do.
Sebil, you killed the mother. We are free. We may go where we please. My heart is filled with gladness that you are with us, Sebil. I hope to see you again. I hope you find that which you seek. Set yourself free, Sebil, like you have set us all free.
So that didn't actually lead to anything. And all the elves here are hostile. Everyone here is hostile. What the fuck was that? I'm loading. I want to see if I can do the conversation with Sabil. Is there another option there in that case? We've already said after the fight, I think. We better have. Right.
Sebil lays a
Step back. You must allow this. It's important.
Sebil, the tree all
Another 40,000 experience points and that's it. So in that sense it's fairly insignificant option. I mean what we choose.
Sebil, you killed. My heart is filled with set yourself free, Sebil, like you have.
So I think the sensible thing would do to slay the Shadow Priest, take the heart, bring the Shadow Prince, take the heart, bring the heart to the tree, and then maybe deal with the tree too. The Shadow Prince has to die though. There's no getting around that. She can't be the one to interact with him. There might be a way to do this through some other means. I don't know what that is. I also don't particularly look forward to try to kill everything here, so we're going to just teleport the hell out of here. I'm not going to fight the Shadow Prince now, but more or less we're gonna go there, fight it without Sabil, at least initiate the fight without Sabil. Can't have the conversation. She might be able to join through the teleportation system. Then I suppose we'll go to the Lunar Shrine. This does not put an end to this. we have other things to do here, but this is the thing that's probably the most critical. We need to find a look of big rooms. Need to get rid of the master so Sabine can be in peace. Any solution that sort of skips that part is not much of a solution, really. Might as well do the level ups here. The beetle has to be fairly far away from the place, so maybe somewhere here. We can show it later up. But where do we want to go? Points here don't really matter as far as I'm concerned. More or less we could... I suppose I've been pushing the Hydro Sophist. More damage, more vitality healed, more magic armor from skills and potions. That's a lot of the things we do with this character. Throw a round of ice or buff. Heal. So... we have a lot of intelligence. Could go with more constitution, I suppose, but do you need memory? You need memory. We desperately need more memory. Especially you. We could take another level 3, 3 slot spell. But we couldn't cast it in a fight anyway. Not unless we spend a lot of time drinking extra potions or whatever to restore the source points. Maybe something a little bit less demanding. These would be nice if I had summoning ability. I think the summon skill basically boosts all types of summons. But I don't. So 2 extra spells maybe, or get rid of something and take a heavy hitting one. I don't think that's all that useful though. This is somewhat useful, the one where the target cannot die. Alternatively, extra physical damage would be very useful. So summon a bloated corpse could be somewhat useful, except we have the raised bone wither, which is much better. Bone Cage, ability to restore physical armor on your own, costs 1 action point. We usually don't have to do this, but I would appreciate the ability to do it. Well, cryogenic stasis. Become immune to all damage, heal over time. Removes shackles of pain. That alone would actually be a good reason to take this. That has been a problem. More cold attacks if possible. Icebreaker sets off a chain reaction that causes ice areas to explode into water puddles, dealing water damage and setting chill. So you could basically alternate between water and ice. Most importantly, these are very cheap skills, like 1 point, so you could cause rain, you could cause freeze, you could explode the ice and things like that, all in rapid succession. Right, not actually sure that's all that great of an idea. Also, I need room for these spells. I'm gonna remove a couple of lesser used abilities from this. How exactly... Okay, there has to be a way to... Oh. Way to scroll this from one to another without using... Oh, for fuck's sake. Without using your mouse. Fine. Silver extra spell slots for you. You need more damage. Always has more damage. Damage and dodging. Critical multiplier, movement speed. One or the other. It's not leading toward damage. Amount of dodging is irrelevant, really. We can't always get critical hits, so... Need finesse, need wits. Probably... She does not need more memory. There are other abilities we could use, but usually this is shit. At the same time, Dagger's Drawn would not be a bad ability to have. Again, we could basically teleport behind someone and do a lot of physical damage by using up our source points. But we can sort of do that even without this. Our normal attack is what? It's a little bit more than individual attacks using the Dagger's Drawn ability. So double damage with this, we have assuming critical hits. And it's about 1000 points of damage. It's a respectable number, but actually it might be better. It's not that great, because this can do about 260, 270, and our normal attacks will do about the same. 300 points of damage, so I can get to 800 something with just using 2 normal attacks and backstab specialty skills. So if I spend 2 source points, I can get 5 attacks that might be do around 200 points of damage each. So it's slightly better, but the difference is so minuscule. I don't give a crap. Critical hit chance doesn't really matter much. I'm leaning toward just more finesse. Damage, damage, damage. You. Extra leadership might not be a horrible thing. The resistances is like having like a gigantic rune of every type, pretty much providing resistances. It is not a minor thing. We also have access to all the... well, actually we don't have access to the... We have access to Hydrosophy spells we use, not all Hydrosophy spells. We have access to all Warfare and Arrow Third skills. I think Geomancer too, right, so we don't need extra skills there. I'm leaning toward the leadership. Extra dodging, extra resistances to all. It might have an effect. Or not. He doesn't benefit from this, but he's also the sturdiest of us all. With a huge amount of hit points, 2200 versus 1600. Do you need memory? It wouldn't hurt. but not strictly speaking, no. But we have enough that we can effectively switch around and fight very, very effectively, so I don't think so. But what would really benefit us then? Maybe more intelligence? I mean, that's where most of the damage comes from that we're causing. It's a little bit of extra damage, not a massive amount. Still, it's probably gonna be felt. You're all about damage. I don't give a crap about anything else. You have the warfare needed. Not enough geomancy that he'll get by, but not the best of the best. All physical damage you deal 5% or 5% extra damage plus 5% extra critical multiplier. This is pretty much all we do though. And definitely don't need more memory. (180% extra damage). Critical multiplier is 210%. So definitely critical hits are 1000 point hits at this point. An extra ability. Don't particularly need anything, can't really use anything extra. Suppose I can take the contamination. I don't want it though, so could give up something to take thick of the fight. Damage boost for every nearby character or totem, including yourself. More the merrier. However, it costs quite a bit. Could do it in combination with Onslaught, but you don't have the action points. So this is not particularly interesting or useful to us. We are missing abilities, definitely, warfare abilities, so we will have use for that sooner or later. But for now, might as well put something in there. Don't see why I would use that, but there's no downside in having it on the list. And we need a better weapon. We've had a 2-level upgrade at least, so a level 17 weapon would do massively more damage. And I don't care too much about the critical hit chance at this point anyway. Still don't know what cleave damage means. Right, so we're leaving things here. Sabine will sit tight when the rest of us go and kill the Shadow Prince. That'll be it. Then we'll head toward the Lunar Temple, finish things there, and go to the well through whatever means we can go there. No, we need to still rescue the princess girlfriend. There's shopping opportunities at Lady Vengeance. We'll visit that after we've cleansed the Shadow Prince.